This podcast is part of the Zero to Hero Podcast Network.
Oh, yikes. I was about to turn 10 years old when Samurai came out.
Oh, not bad.
So in my entire life growing up, I watched Nickelodeon religiously, basically. I would watch.
Oh my god! I was in college when Samurai came out.
I would watch Disney Channel every once in a while, but it was primarily Nickelodeon. And so I was just like a zombie to Nickelodeon. I'd watch anything that they put in front of my face. So I just was like, anytime a commercial came out for a new show, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. And then if I didn't like it, I just wouldn't watch that particular show.
Mom, Dad, I'm watching Cat Dog.
Yeah, right. And so I remember, Samurai debuted, and being as young as I was, I mean, by that point I had already been online. Not in any social media aspect of things, but I would play games on the computer and stuff like that.
Thanks everyone for joining us on this week's episode of Zero to Hero. I'm Billy, and I'm always joined by my knuckle-headed brother Jim, who thinks he's a Yeti, but really he's just hairy. That's it.
The state of Texas gave me a driver's license. I swear I did not kill those people.
That's a little
They
scary.
got in the way. They got in the way.
All right, Jim. But I don't know what to say to you anymore. We're at 2 years of this podcast, and I've run out of negative things to say about Jim's appearance of being a Yeti. So
You can try something else. You can call me an alien now.
Actually, there's more proof than Yeti right now. So
that's true.
Aliens.
That is true.
Exactly. There we go. Let's go.
But Jimmy, we're joined by one guest in particular that holds the key to this conversation, and I know the only man that I know that could stir up a hornet's nest with a couple words. I would like to welcome on tonight Josh from Toku Topics, or Too Many Topics is his other channel too, where he reviews his G.I. Joe stuff.
Or really anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But thanks, Josh, for taking time to come out and hang out with the old Bulk and Skull podcasting tonight.
Absolutely. I know that this is something we've talked about wanting to do for a while, and it's just timing, life.
6 months?
Yeah, it takes a long time. So.
Oh, yeah.
But we finally made it happen. Finally. So.
Okay, we'll let you be an honorary guest of the Bulk and Skull, because what was the doctor's name in Space?
Professor Phononymous or something like that.
That's
Phononymous. Phononymous.
We'll let you
with an F.
We'll let you be that one.
That works. I like it. Yeah.
So in the beginning of these episodes, we kind of show what we got for the week or past week, or if we didn't get anything, we'll kind of backtrack. And for this week, I actually got. So I'll start it off. It's the Nezuko. When she was turned to a demon, the first episode.
Right.
And I got 2 of them because I forgot I ordered one, and I ordered another one. And that's my life.
That's
a Hot Topic. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. Yeah. But
I found something too. Hold on.
Hooray!
Ooh. I'm surprised I don't have more Demon Slayer pops. The only ones that I have are the Tanjiro and Nezuko Target exclusive 2-pack, where it's just the two of them together. So
that one?
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
I just bought this the other day. Yeah,
nice.
Nerd. I did pick this one up at a pop swap thing. It was a Mauricio.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
you
one
can't
of the newer
find
ones. Them. Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Katie was having a really tough time finding the Mitsuri one, but she finally found it because it was sold out everywhere. Stores were getting the new wave, but the 2 Hashiras were always just gone. Which makes sense. Yeah,
first ones to go. Yeah,
every time.
So I found Itchy Mitchy from The Simpsons.
Ooh,
oh,
nice.
Okay.
And Godzilla Homer.
Oh, cool.
What is it? What's the name though that he goes by in there?
Homerzilla.
Homerzilla.
The only bad part is look at the box. Look at that destroyed
yeah.
box.
Ah, dog.
Yeah, I know. Kind of mad about it, but it's super adorable. I love it because it's Homerzilla. It's from their Halloween specials.
The Treehouse of Horrors.
And,
That's
yeah,
cool.
Treehouse of Horrors, and there is the super horror nightmare mode Willy, who is like a walking spider with a bagpipe,
That's cool.
and
I like that.
it's gonna be here like next week.
Nice.
All right, Josh. Here's the
Yes.
question: what'd you get?
So yesterday I got the Cosmic
Not
Fury
the clap.
Megazord.
Jesus Christ!
Well, you're right. But yeah, I got the Cosmic Fury Megazord yesterday from Amazon, and yeah, it's a thing. So I posted my review.
Is it still in the box?
No, he texted.
I had to get the review done because nobody had posted a video review yet, and I wanted to be the first. Which I
Is it like a really quick, like you throwing the phone, throwing the phone at it, like
I should have instead I like sat there and like looked at the instructions and like filmed a 26-minute long video that was like 40 minutes of footage. It took like 2 hours to put it together. I spent my entire afternoon doing this yesterday, but it paid off.
God.
The video did well. But it's
I think
fine.
we should do reviews like that, Billy, where we just throw our phones at things.
Yeah, that's
And be like, reviewed!
right. Exactly.
And just get them up there the second they come out.
Right, yeah, I mean-
like, even if they're on like the screen, like reviewed
you're actually doing it in the store, like on the shelf.
Oh God!
in live.
Oh my
like,
God!
live.
Yeah.
Reviewed. Let's go through every single toy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
reviewed,
exactly,
reviewed.
exactly. So
This looks like crap. Reviewed.
yeah, and that's pretty much what you would have said with the Cosmic Fury Megazord, because like it's not the worst thing by any means. It's just when you look at it and you go, this was $72 on Amazon. It's really bad for $72. It should not be that at all. Especially when you can get the Japanese Kirano for $86 on Amazon right now, and that's like
Yeah, that one
with
looks way
Prime
better.
shipping, and it has electronics and stuff like that. So like.
Oh man!
It's not even a contest. It really is not. But you know, whenever it's on sale at some point, and like inevitably, maybe then it would be worth it. But it was worth it for me only in the fact that I knew the video would do well because it was done early, so it will probably make most of that back, if not all of that back. So that's fine. But like, it's not the greatest thing. So that was kind of the big thing that I got recently.
Okay. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that video. I was like, it sounds like he just is not having fun with this thing.
Yeah, like I'm
He's
trying
reading the
to.
instructions. He's not having a good time.
Oh my god! Every Hasbro instruction sheet, I have no idea what's happening, and like, because like I'm trying to look at the picture because like this happened with Zap, and it happened especially with the Dino Fury toys. Nearly every comment on my Dino Fury Zord videos are like, "You put this piece on the wrong spot," and I'm like, "Well, I can't see what the picture's telling me to do." So, yeah, I did, but yeah, so it's fine. It's fine.
They're printed. English side ruined. Must use French. La Grille. What the hell does that mean?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah,
Might
what
as
is
well.
that?
It's.
What the hell is that?
Or maybe if they had like colored in pictures, just these like black and white sketches of things. I don't know what piece you've just pointed at to like clip somewhere. I have no idea
yeah.
what's
Is
going
it, is
on.
it drawn on there like a 1700s Japanese art?
It might as well be, honestly. Like it's very
It's like-
indecipherable.
Oh my God!
Is that a woman or an octopus?
Right.
it's a Megazord. What? No.
Oh. Hey,
If
did-
you say so.
Dog?
Here's a so Josh, did you get the Rita and Minotaur, or
I got,
just the Minotaur?
I just got Minotaur so far, because Amazon had it, and I knew that Amazon would be able to get it to me quicker than Pulse would. And then Pulse sold out of Rita, which is fine because like I'll get a chance to get her at some point. So I'll get her eventually. It's fine too because like I had my August video schedule was pretty packed. So I wasn't sure where I would slot Rita in anyway. And so it's fine. I'll probably get it in September at some point. I'm not too worried about that. I do really want it though. It looks fantastic.
It does.
Much improved over the older one, which I thought was fine for the time. But this is exactly the Rita that people like have been always wanting. So I think it's going to be really good once I do get it in hand. So, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't even picked up Invisible Phantom. I don't even know what's wrong with me.
I have two Invisible Phantoms. So
Oh man.
since my
that's
first
right.
one was all defective from Hasbro, and then I got sent a second one, and they don't ask for them back, so I just have this like weird molded whatever the hell happened to it Phantom that I don't know I don't need. So That's fun.
clear molded pool of clear plastic, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, might as well be. So,
All right. So, as people that listen to us don't know that Josh does reviews on Power Ranger items like Lightning Collection or
If they
basic
listen
figures.
to us, they should at least know who Josh is.
Yeah.
We talked about him a lot in the show.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it a lot. But give us the origin villain story for you.
yeah. So, basically, the way everything started with what I currently do, really kind of happened as a pandemic hobby. So I had made the channel, I think about 6 years ago at this point. So I uploaded some videos back in 2017. Don't watch those. And then I uploaded like very sparingly in like 2018 and 2019. I think maybe like 5 videos over the span of those 2 years. So the channel had gone completely dormant. I had not focused on it. I was still in high school at the time. Back in like those years. And so once 2020 rolled around, I was basically it was right after Toy Fair 2020, back in February, so like right before the pandemic started of that year. And I had noticed, well, I've been keeping up with the Lightning Collection stuff, and that was when the pre-orders for Wave 1, or Wave, not 1, 5 launched. It was about a year into the line. And so at that point, like, they had caught up to the leaks that were current. There was nothing that had leaked past Wave 5, and so I remember sitting there on Twitter and stuff like that, and there was the people that always leaked this stuff, Raz, Power Ranger Talk. They're the ones who always found these listings all the time. And I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, well, I never knew how they did that. And I was wondering when they were going to find Wave 6, because, you know, Hasbro had just talked about Wave 5, so I was just kind of sitting there. And then I got, like, this idea. I was sitting in my dorm, and I was like, what if I try to figure out how they leak these things? Try to find them on my own. So I had this crazy idea, because I knew a lot of times the listings came from, like, store databases, like putting things up early, or something being public that wasn't supposed to be, or whatever. And so I theorized that possibly you'd be able to find some of these things with the barcode that were on the boxes. And so I spent, like, a whole evening. If you would have walked into my dorm, it would have been like that meme from Always Sunny with the board of everything all over the place. Like, it would have, like, you would have thought I was just going nuts. And I, like, tried to figure out, like, patterns with the barcodes. I was like, what do the numbers mean? Or is there any kind of pattern to them? And there was a pattern to them. And I used a barcode generator website to generate the range of barcodes that I thought the next wave would be in. And then I used the Walmart scanner app, or the scanner on the Walmart app, to, like, scan the barcode to see if it would pop up any listings. And I did this for, like, 2 hours. And I was talking to my roommate, Keyshawn, and he was like, you're not going to find anything. What are you doing? About an hour later, I found Wave 6. And I was like, no way. And it was the same night that so this all was one night. So thank God I didn't spend like a week or a month doing this thing and just getting nothing. So I found Wave 6, and I leaked it on Twitter. Didn't really think much of it. I never thought, like, at all that I was just going to be the person that would do that from now on. And then I was doing that, and then once I was home and just sitting at home all the time with the pandemic starting, I just kept doing that kind of thing, kept checking every once in a while. I eventually found, like, Wave 7 and 8's listings, kind of found other things, kind of saw other people in other Hasbro fandoms and, like, how they were leaking things. I was looking at, like, how Star Wars leaks were happening, how Transformers leaks were happening, and kind of seeing, you know, what sources were they using. I was DMing some of those accounts to see if anybody would respond and, you know, kind of teach me the ropes a little bit, I guess, of, like, how this happens, you know, that kind of thing. Sometimes I would get some responses, other times I would kind of, you know, not really get anywhere with that kind of thing. So it was a lot of just kind of trial and error with that. And then I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was there was one of these nights where I was just in there scanning through the barcodes and stuff, and I was like, crossing off numbers. I'm like, I'm not getting anything. And he was like, you're so passionate about this toy line. He's like, you should do, like, a video series about it. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should, because I had wanted to bring the channel back. I had always wanted to make content with it. And so I decided, well, you know, I have time. By this point, the school year had ended, and it was the summer. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And there were some things happening with some leaks with, like, the Psycho Ranger 5-pack and the Red Ranger helmet and that kind of stuff. So there was a lot to talk about. And I was like, all right. So I went ahead and made a video just kind of recapping what happened in the past week. And I was like, I came up with a fun little name and these graphics and everything. Kind of did some trial and error with that, and then it became like my most best performing video that I had ever made at that point. And then I just kept doing it, and the rest is history, really, with that. And as the series grew and the channel grew, I found better ways to do what I was doing that didn't involve me just having a notebook full of barcodes. I haven't had to scan a barcode in like 2 years, which is great, because I was agonizing. But I have gotten to the point where I've had people reach out to me that would definitely get in trouble if they were found out. I've had people, that I've reached out to, just lots of weird coincidences. There's so many strange stories and messages that have happened over the last couple of years that I would love to be able to talk about maybe someday. But it's been a wild ride these last couple of years covering this toy line. There's
remember, after 7 years, they can't do anything after you.
right. So I'm just waiting.
And like the people you've met too, like you've met some cool people.
Very much
hell,
so.
you even got to meet Captain Marvelous too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I will never forget when I was told, or when I was asked to fill in for that panel, because my friends still make fun of me for how I reacted to that. So that was fun.
There's a lot of squealing going on.
Well, it was actually they make fun of me because I underreacted because I needed to process what they had said. Because they caught up to me in one of these lines and they're like, "Did you hear that Achilles got sick?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I saw on Twitter." And he's like, "Do you want to fill in for the panel tomorrow?" And by that point, because I had my own panel the night before, and I was nervous for that, and I was like, I got it done, out of the way, I can just relax all weekend, it's going to be great. And then I get asked to moderate what will be the most popular panel of the whole convention, and I'm just standing there like, yeah, sure. And then he looked at me and he was like, well, I was expecting a better reaction than that, and I still get made fun of for that. So.
Oh, man. But yeah,
of course.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fun story to hear, and the progress you've done. I've followed you for a while, and
we've talked for a long time. So
yeah, and it's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been pretty fun. And I've watched you dive into G.I. Joe, which then had me start looking at G.I. Joes, and though I haven't bought any, but they're
so good. They're so good.
They're even attached with the weapons, which McFarlane cut guns out of their products.
They're so good. I fell down that rabbit hole very badly. So save yourself. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it. Even their plastic-free packaging looks good too.
It does. It looks like it's everything that line does and that brand does feels like it's a completely different company. It's so much better. I would say even better than Star Wars and Marvel a lot of things. And I think that Star Wars and Marvel have pretty decent stuff most of the time. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I will never understand it. Ever.
I'm there with you. I'm completely baffled. I'm like, damn, why? What?
Right, exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah. But okay, as we're talking about this, I wanted to kind of talk to you about another kind of Power Ranger style show, and as we call it here, Kamen Rider.
Yes.
So, and I've gotten into that fandom too because some of my TV services offer it, so I've watched a couple.
Nice.
And my first series was 01, and absolutely loved it. Loved the series.
That's a good one.
So then
that's a good one.
Made me dive into it.
Right.
I even got these things, the Progrise keys.
Ah, yes.
I'm over here playing. Ha!
Right. Those are fun.
And so I would have to ask, what would you say is your least favorite season, and then your favorite season?
So let's see.
Watch, it's black.
So I've been watching Kamen Rider, as it's been airing for about 10 years.
Wow.
So this fall, when Gaim turns 10 years old, that will have been, because that was the first show I watched, when it was a brand new show.
Oh. Okay.
So I've been watching it for that long. My least favorite of the ones that I've seen, because there's a lot that I've only seen bits of, so I don't feel like it's fair to judge the whole thing. Of the ones that I've finished in full, Ghost was my least favorite.
Okay.
Just story wise, I still don't really care for that one as much. However, it's tricky because I really do like the toys from Ghost. I like the gimmick.
Yeah.
The icons are really fun. I bought a ridiculous amount of those at Morphicon last year. But that's because nobody wants them, so they're dirt cheap. So like I was able to find a lot of the ones that I was missing on like Japanese auction sites for literally less than $1 for some of them. It was like,
oh my lord,
nobody wants them, and I'm like, all right, I'll take them. So like collecting that entire toy line is going to be like nothing. But like,
oh yeah.
So that's probably my least favorite show. My favorite show is Gaim, and I'm sure a lot of that is just like the nostalgia bias of it being my first one. But Drive is also my favorite because it's one of those things where like I can't decide if I like Gaim or Drive more, so I just always say like they're tied for number one. Because some days you would ask me, and I'm more in a Drive mood or a Gaim mood, but yeah, I like both of them so much for different reasons. But those are my tied as favorite for the shows that I finished. So.
Yeah, I saw like some videos of like transformations from Gaim, so that got me to watch it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a cool series, and I watched it. I was like, they're in a dance school. What's going on?
Gaim is the time for sure.
Yeah. So I've been watching a little bit of that one, and then I've been kind of alternating between Gaim and Geats.
Yes,
and
Geats is so good.
And Geats is like so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes, me too.
And
because not that I've been like getting out of Rider or anything, but the last two shows before Geats I didn't finish. I didn't finish Saber or Revice. I watched more of Revice than Saber. The thing about any tokusatsu thing, honestly, is that so many people talk about it on Twitter every week with like just no care about spoiling stuff, and that's fine. To the point where like I feel like I've watched all of these shows, so like it just, I feel like I know all the plot points and stuff. It doesn't really matter. So like while I didn't finish Saber and Revice, I could tell you what happened in their finales because like I know. But no, Geats is fantastic. I have the Revolve Change figure. Magnum Boost here. That I've been playing with because you can swap it back and forth. The legs can become the torso, and the torso can become the legs.
What?
It's a fun figure. It's a little like finicky because of that. Like there's some weird joint things. Like his feet are also hands, so like they like move down to be hands. So it's like not the greatest action figure because it's trying to do the gimmick, but it's a fun thing to just kind of like fiddle with on the desk and everything like that. So
I bet the toy guys at Toei was like, "What is this?
Is that
you want us to do what
exactly?
Is that do Transformers here?"
Is that the SH Fig Arts one?
No. The Figure Arts one can't. The Figure Arts one can swap the armors, but it can't like. You can
rotate.
You can give like the torso to like different riders, but you can't like turn it into the legs because that would kind of sacrifice like the design. And Figure Arts is more, trying to go for like the accuracy in the design rather than like a gimmick. So this is kind of the figure line that's just cheaper, focuses on the gimmick thing, and can kind of take some liberties with the more, accuracy to the design kind of aspect of it. So.
I was telling Jim that they made a SH Fig Art, a remade a Gokai Red.
Oh,
and as I was telling him that, I was like slamming my fist on the table. I said, "It's got tiny keys."
It does have tiny keys. I don't know
why he hasn't bought it.
And that's why I pre-ordered it.
I don't know why he hasn't ordered it yet.
It's so
he didn't get it.
Nice. It's so nice. I love that figure. It was one of those things where when I pre-ordered it, I was like, did I need that? And then it showed up in just this gorgeous box, which I still have sitting over here. Like, it's just, so pretty.
Oh, look at that.
And like all the gold foil and everything, like it's excellent. So
I will say Gokaiger was like my favorite Sentai series. It was like the one that got me into Sentai.
Yeah, me too.
Because I've known about Sentai for a long time, but I never really watched anything. But I watched it as it aired. Like I was watching it the next day as it got like subbed by some random people.
Yeah,
and it was I was like, oh yeah, this is great.
I wish I had the opportunity to watch it as it aired. That was like, I was so close to like getting into Tokusatsu because I got into Power Rangers the year that Gokaiger aired, but I didn't know what Sentai was yet. And so, but the first Sentai that I watched when it was brand new was Kyoryuger. Only 2 years after that. But at that same time is when I first watched Gokaiger. So when I watched it, it was only like a year and a half old or so.
It was really fun, and then, all my friends in college, like So I had a friend in college who was super into Power Rangers too, and like we watched it together. And so we were like, at our wedding, we're gonna have them like do the helmets and like have some announcers like announce who they are.
I love that.
It's like on the show. We're like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and yeah, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, we were nerds.
Right.
It was a really fun to watch. I loved it.
Yes,
and,
it's fantastic.
It really got me into it. Yeah,
it's always gonna be my favorite, even though it wasn't the first one I watched. As it was airing.
It's not really for us, but it's just so much fun.
It is. It totally is. Absolutely. It's just an enjoyable thing to watch. It's just good.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. What was your Mighty Morphin?
Samurai.
Lord.
Yeah,
you're gonna trigger this guy.
Which what I was. Oh yikes! I was about to turn 10 years old when Samurai came out.
Not bad.
So
Okay.
in my entire life, growing up, I watched Nickelodeon religiously, basically. I would watch.
Oh my god! I was in college when Samurai came out.
I would watch Disney Channel every once in a while, but it was primarily Nickelodeon. And so I was just like a zombie to Nickelodeon. I'd watch anything that they put in front of my face. So I just was like, anytime a commercial came up for a new show, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. And then if I didn't like it, I just wouldn't watch that particular show.
Mom, Dad, I'm watching Cat Dog.
Yeah, right. And so I remember, Samurai debuted, and being as young as I was, I mean, by that point I had already been online, not in any social media aspect of things, but I would play games on the computer and stuff like that. And so I would have ways of learning about other Power Ranger seasons, but I just had never really bothered to do that. So I feel like I had heard of Power Rangers. I'd probably seen toy commercials and stuff, but I had never watched it and didn't know that this was the 18th season in a
never really
long
clicked
franchise. Yeah, exactly. It never really clicked. And I never watched, even though I had it, I never watched Jet X or anything. I wish that I did.
Damn shame.
Oh my god. Knowing about that channel and everything, now, I would have loved that if I just would have gotten into Power Rangers just a little bit sooner. But yeah, so basically they started showing the commercials for Samurai and stuff as being a new show, and that's when they actually decided to promote the show. Before, they just never did that after Samurai. And so
right,
I saw.
Well, they didn't say a thing with RPM. They just stopped. They just stopped.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I was so mad.
So I saw the commercials and just was like, I'll give that a shot, and I gave it a shot, and here we are. So 12 years later.
If you want a nice retrospective of Samurai, Billy and I actually were on another show called The Power Trip where we talked about Samurai.
Nice.
For 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it was a trip, all right. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yes,
Finger guns.
Yes. Good work.
So, while we're on the topic of Power Rangers and kind of Kamen Rider and stuff like that, the one thing I wanted to talk about, because I know this one's gonna hurt Josh's wallet and as mine, but we gotta talk about the gimmicks, because they push gimmicks really hard. I know that they do it for Power Rangers, but it's nowhere near the limit that Japan does, like Toei does and stuff.
No, not even close. And Kamen Rider is unmatched with that, because Sentai will sometimes just not do a gimmick, or they won't, or if they do, it's a very simple gimmick. It's not that difficult to collect them all or whatever. In some regards, sometimes
Block Megazords.
Yeah, right. Sometimes but then again, sometimes when Sentai really goes crazy, you have things like Ranger Keys. So sometimes it's a lot. But yeah, Kamen Rider though, they'll never go a season without a gimmick. So it's not a matter of I wonder if if Rider's gonna do one. It's how bad is it gonna be on my wallet when the new one shows up. Is it going to be the ones with electronics that cost more, that are harder to get a lot of? Or are they going to be the ones without electronics that are cheaper, but they make 1,000 of them? It's one of those things where you don't really save much money either way, because you end up spending the same amount regardless of what they do. So it's
I noticed
a fun time.
There's a lot of Power Ranger or Sentai within Kamen Rider gimmicks. Is that because they cross over?
Yeah, so that kind of has always stemmed because I always like when they do that, because there's been a couple crossover films between the two franchises, and sometimes those crossover gimmicks have like appeared on screen. It's not common. Common Rider.
Yeah.
It's not common, but sometimes it does happen.
This interview's over.
Like there's that one set of Kamen Rider O's Ranger keys that they made. And those ones were actually used on screen. They used them to turn into the different forms of Kamen Rider O's.
Oh.
So that was really fun. And so that could have been so much more dangerous for my wallet, though. They only did one set of Kamen Rider keys, but that could have gone way more crazier. Thankfully they never did that. but I guess the threat is always there. But yeah, so sometimes they're like canon, I guess, or like on screen, but most of the time they're just like a fun novelty thing because they know that the shows air in the same time slot, like block and made by the same company and everything, so it just makes sense to like connect them together and have them interact in some regard. So I think that's just kind of mainly why they do that kind of thing.
Yeah. I also like how like Kamen Rider and Sentai, like they how they introduce the newer teams, like they'll have the leader. I kind of like how they tie it in, not like here where we'll cut production and then we go like a half a year.
Right, you know? Exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like there's a lot more like importance placed on the fact that there are so many of these and that they do not necessarily connect, but that there is like this bigger world out there. They know that and they acknowledge that and they want to play around with that idea. And so the Power Rangers is Power Rangers is either always facing the threat of cancellation or don't want to connect or they do want to connect, and every single season seems like they want to do something different. And then a different season will come in and go, no, let's actually do it this way this time. So it's always all over the place.
Like how they
establish canon.
Yeah.
Oh no, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then how they do it here, it's like because the Sentai doesn't really translate well to American.
Right.
So like there's always like plot holes or something. And then you got your conspiracy theorists that are trying to link things together, and then it's always like morphing masters or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
I always hated that because now there's different universes. There's and it's like can we just like have it where Sentai just brings a new one in, just ties it in, please.
Right.
Can we just have can we have a consistent continuity with our just a little bit, like like by 3 seasons, please? Please. Can we go back to like Zordon era where it was 6 seasons of the same like continuity, please?
Yeah, when there was like an actual attempt to like keep it going and not just Power Rangers' canon is held together by just a series of a bunch of accidents. It's never been an intentional thing. The fact that you can actually make a case for all 30 seasons technically being like one really long storyline is insane, but true. Like you can find the things that connect all the seasons together like that, but that was definitely never the intention. So
the one or two thrown out lines, you're like, makes sense,
right?
Yeah.
So many years of retcons and conveniences for that to even be remotely possible, and the fact that it's even like slightly, me too. The fact that it's even slightly like comprehensible is incredible. So
it's like soap opera for
it is
us.
It is.
It's such a soap opera.
Even
soap opera karate.
Even with the quality of having like 1,000 episodes, it even has that. So it really is.
there's people that like will complain about it, like, oh, why didn't it do this? And then you got to understand their target is like younger audience.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's me sitting there.
It's a kid show.
And there's me sitting there eating chicken nuggets, watching it. So
Yep.
Wait. Are you eating dino chicken nuggets in honor of Sam?
Oh, only way you have to make a fight and everything.
Damn right. Okay.
So
she'll be so proud of you. She won't haunt your ass.
You gotta love the dino nuggets. I mean, it's gotta be the dino nuggets. So.
There was
especially when you're watching Power Rangers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right. Exactly.
So there's this girl that me and my brother knew, and whenever I had an accomplishment in my life, she would send me chicken nugget keychains. so I had about 5 of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I would like shake them at Jim. Look, Jimmy, I'm accomplished.
That's a bad hit.
God.
Yeah. Oh man. So, you're going to, what was the Japan?
Oh yeah, Japan World Heroes. That convention.
World Heroes. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that until you said something about it.
Yeah, it's it's run by the same people who run Power Morphicon. So it's
okay.
As far
Actually
as I
planning.
know. Oh, you are? Nice.
Yeah, I'm planning to try and go to that next year.
Oh, it's so much fun. I had wanted to go to one for so many years, and the opportunity finally was able to happen last year, and it was an incredible experience. I cannot wait to do it again. But yeah, so Japan World Heroes, I'm only kind of somewhat recently learning about it. Basically, it's run by the same people who run Power Morphicon. It's in California. It's not the same convention center. It's like, as far as I'm aware, it's definitely something that they've held before, but they haven't held one in a couple years.
Gotcha.
It's not.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily a thing that had like a set schedule like Morphicon did. I think they just kind of did it whenever they felt like it, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I guess it was like not always a priority when you had Morphicon on the side there. So this one is. It's still going to be like Toku themed. Like they have some Godzilla actors there, some Ultraman actors there. But the big draw that they have that got me to end up going is that they're going to have Commodore Gaim's actor there. And that's a big get. That's like Gokai Red from last year for Morphicon. So that's a pretty big deal. And with Gaim being my favorite season, I'm like, oh shoot, I get to like get a pic, like within the span of a year, I get to like have like my favorite Sentai and my favorite Kamen Rider like be in a place where I could go get a picture and an autograph. So like that's gonna happen. But yeah, so that's gonna be something. I never would have thought that was gonna happen. So, but it only was able to happen because a buddy of mine from the Geeky Tweak live show that I do on Friday nights. He lives in California, and he's letting me and my friend Chris crash on his couch for the weekend. So no hotel costs. So that was what was able to make that feasible and
I
affordable.
don't blame you there.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done a lot of traveling to California, and the hotel cost is a little up there.
Yeah. It was insane, and I also was able to get a press pass for the convention because of the YouTube channel. So I didn't have to pay to go to the convention itself. The only thing I had to pay for was the flight. So that was
Okay.
That was worth it.
So
now the question is, are you flying Spirit?
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
Wait. Have you flown Spirit before?
Yeah, that's how I went to Morphicon last year.
okay.
Okay. I love Spirit. I love Spirit. Like the flight attendants are always like, "Hello, welcome to Spirit. Welcome back to all the people we said you'll never fly Spirit again."
Yeah.
They know what they are.
Yeah, they do.
So when you meet the character that plays Gaim, you got to do something that's like unforgettable that he'll remember you.
You're right.
And
yeah.
I'm just saying, you go in there with like a necklace box, right? Just and like perfectly cut out foam pieces of chicken nuggets, just like want a nugget?
No. You gotta walk up and be like, "Do you want a cheeseburger?" I got you, homie.
Yeah.
Like, do you want a chicken sandwich? We're not going to In-N-Out. In-N-Out sucks.
You gotta just do like the whole scene off of I'm a Virgo. Let's go get some Bing Bang.
Yeah, we can't go to In-N-Out. If we went to In-N-Out, then I'm not coming back because I'll be in the bathroom the rest of the night. So that's
Oh my god. Well, I'm there with you on that.
So if we're doing that, that's the end of the day. That is no more.
Oh my god, In-N-Out is
Yeah.
it's not good. Everyone's like, it's so good, but it's not good.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't get the hype. At all.
Okay. I will say this: in California, the fries are really good. Everywhere else are terrible.
Yeah.
In California, the fries are fantastic.
Right.
That's about it.
Well, I would imagine every state's like health codes are different to how they make them. I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I know California has a high standard for their stuff, but even with that, dude, the fries are good there.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Right.
But once you leave the state, it's just the worst.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. We live in Texas. I live in DFW, and there's so many Californians here. Let's go to In-N-Out. I'm like, no, I'm good. Let's go to Whataburger.
Yeah. I get you.
What's your favorite?
Have you ever had Whataburger?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have actually, to be honest.
Is there any up there?
I
don't think they.
I'm
No.
not sure. I've heard of it, but I don't know if there is one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's one near me. So no. I don't know, cause I'm not much of a burger guy, so I usually get just chicken tenders or chicken finger or whatever, the nuggets and fries.
I feel personally attacked. No, it's fine.
So like, so you know, when it comes to that, then I'm not really picky with it because like everybody's like chicken and fries are essentially the same.
You're I know you're in the north, but technically you're in like the southern north.
Yeah.
Do you have a Bojangles around there?
I believe that we're getting one, if I remember correctly. I think
it's the holy grail of chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, I think
when you get it, go.
I think if I remember correctly, they're building one like 20 minutes or so away from me.
They're expanding.
Yeah,
they're expanding a lot. But when they finish it, you go.
I will.
And you get a chicken sandwich.
I shall.
And you have an amazing time. Because I got one in West Virginia, and I drove 4 hours in the backseat of my car, and I ate it cold, and it was still amazing.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Okay, all right.
I drove 4 hours back to get another one.
Well,
high praise.
Okay. So they opened one here in DFW, right? There's two of them here in DFW now. And the day it opened, I was like, all right, we're going to go. And the partner is like, I like Chick-fil-A a lot better. Like, we don't need to go there. I was like, just hang on.
Right.
We're going to go.
keep an open mind.
And we get to where it's at, and the line wraps around the parking lot 4 times.
Yeah, that's
she's like, it's got to be that good. I'm like, it's amazing.
That's what it was like. I think it's still like that at the Raising Cane's that they opened near me recently.
Oh, Raising Cane's nasty.
Like they opened. When did that open? I think that opened about probably like 4 years ago at this point. So it's not as new as I thought it was.
Oh,
but like when that first opened, I mean, the line just wrapped around the building. I'm like, what?
Now, you ever had Raising Cane's?
Yeah.
Like, it's not good.
Not a
the only
fan.
good about it's the sauce. That's it.
Yeah, it's like because I was like,
if your sauce is the one that's good, it's not a good chicken.
Right, and I'm like, I wanted to see what the hype was about, so I got it, and I'm like, this is fine, but I'm not like dying to get it like everybody else seems to be. So
like, I can go to Culver's and get some cheese curds that are better than this.
Right, exactly.
that's the facts.
And I just had dinner, but now I'm hungry, so that's where we're at now.
I mean, I will.
You're welcome, buddy.
I will fight groves of 5th graders, like 5 waves, and every 5th wave, one big 6th grader for Whataburger.
Wow. Okay. Fair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, whenever you get south enough, you're gonna find Whataburger. So they're in now they're in like the entire like coastal the Gulf of Mexico like state area, so all into Florida. They're in Phoenix as well, and when I saw them in Phoenix, I drove around it 5 or 6 times. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this is not real. Should not be. It was real, but what?
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's weird. But yeah, no, when you get down south far enough, I think there's some in Arkansas now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Whenever you go to a big con in the south, hit Whataburger. You have a good time.
Gotcha. Will do.
It's just a good burger, man. They're good chicken sandwiches. Get the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. You'll have a great time.
Jim, why are we making life decisions for him? Come on.
He lives in Ohio. Clearly, he can't make his own decisions.
True. That's a fair point. Yeah. I mean, look where I'm at. So.
Oh man.
Wait. What part of Ohio do you live in? North or south?
North.
Oh.
North. Do you live in Toledo?
No. Closer to Cleveland.
Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. All in the same district, though, right?
I mean, it might as well be.
So.
Yeah, I've been to Cleveland a couple times. I've been to Cleveland, Toledo. I've been to Michigan. I've also been to what's that? The one on the other side of the state. It's not Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati and Columbus. Yeah.
I've been over there. Yeah, Columbus, Cincinnati. Man, that was depressing.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I have a friend that I went to college with was there, and she was always just talking about how like not great of a place it is. So
like, it is. It's a major metropolitan like city, but it's just depressing.
Yeah,
like it's just.
But well, how's it feel to be out of school? Because I know that you recently graduated college.
Graduated back in May. So this will be
congratulations.
Thank you. This will be the first fall in 18 years where I'm not going back to school, which feels crazy since I have been going to school since preschool in 2005. So like it feels weird. So like it hasn't hit me yet because it's still at this point in time every year it would still be like summer vacation or whatever, summer break, whatever. So like it still feels just like, yeah, you know, school's gonna start in like 2 weeks, a week and a half or whatever, and that's not gonna happen. And it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be interesting too because my sister, because we're 4 years apart, so she just graduated high school, so now she's starting college. So right when I come back from the con, like 2 days after I come back, we're moving her into her dorm. So so I'll still get, I guess, some of that kind of like school experience. I'll be on a campus for a minute and everything. So it would probably that probably won't help with like, you know, making it feel like it's real. But then once I come home and once it gets to like September and I'm not like doing anything school related,
the first year you have off is a little weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, my question: are you going to be doing Toku Topics full time, or you have something lined up?
So currently, I do it full time, and I have been for since 2021 is when I quit the like job that I had, which was just like a job that I had for like summer breaks,
money reasons.
Yeah, like but also like I just had it for like summer breaks and winter breaks whenever I was home from college. So I the winter break of 2021. I quit that job because the channel was doing it and basically around the same amount of money. So I was just like, I'll just keep that as, you know, I would prefer to do this anyway. And so it's been my only income since then. It's not enough to like move out of my house, move out of my parents' house here and everything like that. So it can't be like full time no, yet. It's optimistic for it to be like a full time thing. I would like to keep doing it, but I have been looking. I have applied to a couple places, but as things currently usually are, I applied to a couple places and just have heard nothing back from anybody. So, you know.
Let me ask you this: what's your degree in?
It is a bachelor's in fine arts, like communication, that kind of thing. So,
okay,
because I was a film major,
fair enough.
So.
Yeah, no, like just having a degree will get you a lot of doors.
Right, exactly, exactly. And I've put out,
I will say,
a couple applications, and we'll see what happens. So.
Yeah, I will say, at some point when you're making, if you're working full time, hire yourself an editor. That's going to be a saving grace.
Yes, for sure. Like the only way Toku Topics would even remotely be able to exist while I have an actual like full time job would be that, because I can record the videos with relative ease, but editing them is what takes forever. So so if I wanted to be able to keep them both going, you know, a job and Toku Topics at the same time, I would need to have somebody else involved. It would no longer have to be able to be a just one person operation, because it's a lot. And the second channel is even less of a priority than that. Like, so that's why the second channel barely has content ever, because I single-handedly run the first channel. So, so it's a lot.
Yeah, like I could attest to this. That's why I always recommend hiring an editor.
Yeah.
Like, I started this show, and I work 45 hours a week, something like that. It's ridiculous.
You know it is,
like,
and like
it's not bad, but it's you know a lot more than I want to work.
Exactly.
And I'm not always at home, so it's hard to edit. Like like sitting down to edit things, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's
daunting.
So.
And like I think the thing is too is that like part of it, I mean, I couldn't hire an editor if I wanted to. I don't have enough money for that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think also of it is to exactly. I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that like I really do like editing. Is like I think it's fun. It's very tedious, and it can be very, very frustrating. But I like the process of it, so I think that's another factor of it too. To where like, you know,
you don't want to give it up.
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to give it up. So like, but
it's your baby, man. Like, you know,
helpful.
it's
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
get it. I completely understand. Yeah.
I mean, it all pays off too, because like sometimes I'll go like read through the comments and stuff, and like I say out of like 100 comments, like 98 of them are all positivity. So
yes, yeah, I'm very lucky when it comes to that.
Yeah, a lot of people pulling for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it like wholeheartedly. Like it's there is a lot of really nice support, and it means like everything, because it's a lot to do, and it's been a lot of. Especially like trying to keep it up as consistently as I have.
Yeah.
You know, especially when I was in college and everything, trying to balance all of the schoolwork alongside the channel work.
Yeah.
Was a lot. So, especially when we were making our like thesis short films that we had to make the last year. That was because we would have like these like 12-hour shoot dates, and I was still trying to like make videos on sets, and like whenever I got home from sets, and it was just like not working.
Yeah.
So, it was a lot.
My eyes are bleeding, I swear. It's just
I'm fine. It was all good. So
I remember like kind of like in the midst of like when like the Lightning Collection was like kind of booming. When you were making your Saturday episodes and stuff, like I know I said this probably a long time ago, but I would actually base my Saturday off that episode. Like if it was like not a good episode, I like throw. Well, I don't want to go do nothing anyways. Just
oh yeah, making Lightning Storm weekly. I don't know how I've done it as much as I have. Like there's definitely times where I make the episode and I'm like, that wasn't even good. I know that. Like, but like, and there's times where like, especially whenever I had to cover, the numerous amounts of quality control problems or just bad like press related to the line. Because I never want to do that. To be fair though, like from a content creation standpoint, it always did well when there was problems because that's just how the internet works. But so like
it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, exactly. It's a double-edged sword with that, but. Sometimes there was like I would like be sitting there because part of it is my tendency of procrastination and part of it is also just because it made the most logistical sense. But I would never make a Lightning Storm barring a specific situation prior to Friday night is when I would record it and then edit it. Usually in the middle of the night on Friday and then upload it early Saturday morning for Patreon members or sometimes before my Patreon like an hour before it was supposed to be out. So it was one of those things because the idea was I was trying to make it to be as updated as possible, and sometimes news leaks would happen like overnight Friday into Saturday.
Yeah.
And if I didn't talk about it, the video would become instantaneously outdated. And that happened sometimes. There was times where I uploaded the episode and then like news broke like an hour afterward. I'm like, come on, like I just like why? If it was like 2 hours,
I just did the thing.
Right, exactly.
Guys.
Yeah.
So sometimes I made it difficult because I couldn't. Unless I like knew I had to do it earlier than a Friday night because I just wouldn't be available on a Friday night. Most of the time I would not be able to do it any earlier than like Friday, so it would be always something I was like I gotta get it done now, that kind of thing, and so sometimes it was not fun to do like fully. I'll admit it, like sometimes I really didn't want to make an episode, or I just was trying to sit here going, what am I even going to talk about, and nothing happened. But
We've come into that a couple times,
yeah, it happens.
Well,
so like, it was a struggle, but it was rewarding, of course.
Well, you heard it here, everybody. Content creation is harder than it looks.
Yes, very much so. It is very grueling and demanding.
Don't go telling it to Willie. That guy's cracking out episodes like crazy.
So, okay.
God.
So, as we kind of come winding down to the end of this episode, I filtered some of the questions out, but I have one of the people that we know want to ask you a question.
Yes, go for it.
And the question is, what? Oh, where did it go? It was, why did you want to do this with us today? Yeah. Basically, that's what he said.
That's a Mark, right?
Mark said, what possessed you to do this with us? Yeah.
Well, first of all, I like to, when people offer to like just chat or whatever, I like to take the offer. I think it's always fun to just chat with new people. Talk, anybody that I can talk about my interests without having to like dumb it down or like call Sentai, Japanese Power Rangers so they know what I'm talking about. Is always a fun experience. It's always fun when I can just talk about something and and the person knows what it is I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I'm always down for talking to people in that regard. And also like, you've been a big help with like hooking me up with things over the years for like Lightning Collection and everything. So I figured, the least I can do is appear on the show, so.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's just, I like talking with people in the fandom, regardless of, well, I wouldn't say regardless of who they are. That's a dangerous thing to say because there are people I definitely would not want to talk to. So
Yeah.
So I shouldn't. So it's not a blanket statement, but most people, especially like if we're Twitter mutuals or whatever, like then usually like there's a reason why I'm following somebody or like would be willing to talk to people or I wouldn't like respond to like DMs or whatever if I didn't want to talk to somebody. So like. It's a lot of factors with it, but I got an offer and I was like, yeah, I will do it. So that's what it is.
Wait, Jim, if he's talking to us, does that make this our Make-A-Wish Foundation?
I think it does.
All right. Oh, give us the sweet release of death. But yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I have a couple other things I need to send you as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been holding on to it, but I need to just do it before we get really busy.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Can't tell you what it is, it's secret. Maybe there might be a chicken nugget in there. So.
Oh, nice.
There's a white powdery substance. Don't sniff it.
I got you. Yeah.
It's not for your nose.
Oh man.
It's for your baking
But
ingredients.
so Josh, on the last of this, like, where do you see yourself in like a year? Like, you personally.
So, you know, if this would have been a couple months before I found out that Hasbro was killing the Lightning Collection, I would have said, oh, you know, same old, just making Lightning Storm, but nope. So, you know, since the line is going on a hiatus, I've had to kind of, you know, find a plan B, I guess, or try to figure out like what I'm gonna do. I think I have idea. I mean, there's so many things. I do a ton of videos that are not just Lightning Collection, so it's not like, you know, it's not like a death sentence to the channel or anything like that. There's still stuff to talk about, plenty of things to talk about.
So what's your OnlyFans gonna be called?
Jesus Christ. It's gonna be called Articulate It.
Yeah. So, you know, we're not at that point yet of like desperation. So
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
We'll see what Hasbro ends up doing or whatever. You know, I got to keep the hope alive that this is actually a break and not a cancellation. Because you know how this can go. It can very easily become a, you know, oh yeah, we're taking a break. Never makes another figure again. So like,
I'd be heartbroken. Man, I got it all.
My wall is not here; it's the other side of the room. But yes, exactly. I have. I mean, I have 5 Lunar Wolf Ranger figures. I have the T-shirts. I have the NFT Megazord. I have the Dino Fury green that came from the factories where it had like a glossy paint application instead of a matte paint. I went way too ridiculous with this. So like, it just disappearing is not great. But yeah.
You're talking grandchildren?
Yeah.
Grandkids. Guess what I used to do?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I gloss on it.
Look, it's 5 Lunar Wolf Rangers, but all of them are still wrong because none of them have a holster.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
That's right.
I hate that. But yeah, so like, it's one of those things where it was a blast collecting it. I don't regret a second of it because of what it's been able to do, the people I've been able to meet because of it. I will always cherish it for what it was. If it can continue in the future, great. I'm totally down to keep doing what I've been doing. If it never comes back, it was a lot of fun. And also extremely tiring. I can actually sleep now. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. You know, if there's a lock, there's a key that goes to the lock.
Correct.
So.
Right. I'm also gonna be saving a lot of money, hopefully, because you know,
oh my god, yeah. I always like try to buy the stuff like as it drops because how fast it goes, and then the secondary market, like they don't even have it. They're selling pre-orders, and I'm like,
crazy. It's insane. Like some things you miss it, and it's just like instantaneously like, oh, here it is, triple the price. It just went away. What happened? There's some things that I'm super glad that I got. There's also things that I certainly regret getting when I did, because I should have waited on certain things like that stupid Pudgy Pig PulseCon lunchbox thing.
Ouch.
Never ever should have paid full price for that thing, but you know, sometimes you take one for the team, I guess. But but then you have things like those Target exclusive Spectrum boxes. Those have skyrocketed in price. Yeah. Those are very expensive now. Way more than I ever would have thought that they would go for. So I'm glad that I have the set of those, that kind of thing. So
that one.
Yeah. Yes, that one in particular. The Green Ranger. I mean, that's insane. I mean, the Green Ranger figure just in general, which I mean, of course it does. Goes for a lot, regardless if it's the Spectrum one. I mean, the remastered pre-orders were selling out like crazy for that one. You should have seen how many affiliate link orders were placed for that one with my Amazon affiliate link. It was a lot.
My lord.
Which is great, but you know, it's definitely a popular one. So that doesn't surprise me, but still, some of these things, like especially the White Ranger helmet. That
man,
really blew up in price.
Yeah.
Like that thing goes for like $500 now or something. It's gonna drop down because they're reissuing it next year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So that, which is great because I know a lot of people who missed out on that, and
Me.
it's a great piece. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I bought that when I did though, because I bought that only like, because at the time I wasn't going to be fully completionist because I just wasn't sure if I was going to do that. I was only going to be completionist on the figures, and not like the roleplay stuff and everything. How naive I was. If I would have seen the ends that I would have gone to collect everything in this line now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane. But back then I was like, nah, I just want the figures. I don't really need the helmets. I don't really need like the dragon dagger and stuff. And then there was a sale or something at GameStop or whatever, and at the time there was just like the morpher, the helmet, the dagger. It wasn't that many things. And I was like, okay. It's like, we gotta make a decision here. I'm like, do I buy them and then fully end up committing myself to like everything Lightning, or do I let them go and just go only figures? And obviously you know what I chose, so
Yeah.
but that's that, and the rest is history. So
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a mistake.
right. So,
Yeah.
Your accountant says it is, but I say you say your accountant's wrong.
You're damn right. Yeah.
you added
Like-
an extra 0 there. We gotta take that off a little bit. That's not what we
Like my boss will come up.
My taxes look great.
yeah.
My boss comes up to me on Mondays and he's like, "What'd you buy over the weekend?" I said, "Don't you judge me."
But about this,
Yeah, but about this, yeah. So, okay, well, as we come to an end, I want to thank you, Josh, for coming on, taking time, because
Of course.
out of your busy day, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, where can people find you at for the people that don't know you that are listening to us?
Right. So you can follow me on Twitter, or X. I'm never calling it that. That's dumb. You
I'm
can
never.
follow me on Twitter at Living Ranger Key or at Lightning Fig PR for as long as that site still exists. And then the same handles on Instagram as well. And then, of course, you can check me out on YouTube at Toku Topics or Too Many Topics, either channel.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. And then you can definitely find us at Zio to Hero, all one word, across all our social media platforms. We do also have a YouTube version of our podcast if you'd like to check that out as well. We have merch.
also you can.
We have shirts, and we have a website that Jim hilariously wrote bad things about me. So
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, if you want to join the Discord, it's discord.zeotohero.com. If you want to get in touch with the show, it's zeotoheropod@gmail.com. And if you want to share the show, give out the link podcast.zeotohero.com. And that will open up the default player for people on their devices.
Oh yeah.
Because I set that up, and I'm super proud of that.
Jim,
Nice.
any last words, Jim? No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right. But all right, see you later. Bye.
Do you want to be a hero, but you're not? Do you want to be a Jiro or a Kojiro, but you can't because you're not Japanese? Have you considered Zio to Hero? Remember, heroes come and go. Idiots are forever. Jubilee!
All right, on 3, we're gonna all clap on 3, okay?
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, we do.
Oh well, now
Do you edit this show? Do you? You know,
wanna
I edit this show.
you want to see me do it?
That would be a terrible episode. You want to do it? I'll let you do it.
Jesus Christ, Jim, what are you doing?
Editing audio, you don't want to do that at all. Editing audio.
Yeah,
is not
definitely
fun.
no.
I'm not crazy. Okay, on 3. Okay, we're all gonna clap on 3. 1,
All right.
2, 3. What was that, Josh?